Hello, witchy people. You have to excuse the state of me. It's quite late at night, and I've just been sat here and I thought I'd do a bit of work, which is why it's a bit of a mess around me. I don't know if you can see, everything's piled up. It's all a bit of a mess. And whilst I'm working, I like, in general, to have YouTube on, and I have it on autoplay. And for some reason, on this autoplay, I started getting all these videos basically from fundamentalist Christians. Now, I don't like fundies, no matter what religion they are. Most of them are pig ignorant, not very nice people. Anyway, so there I was thinking, what the hell is this? And it's all like 20-minute videos here or a 6-minute video there. Not a great deal. But the ignorance of these people was astounding. That they thought Satanists, witches, warlocks, goblins and demons were all exactly the same. They had no respect for anyone else, and to be honest, couldn't really have that much respect for themselves if they were ranting on about things they didn't even know anything about, and didn't even have the decency to find out anything about before they started spouting off thinking they knew everything. And it kind of got me thinking. Actually, it got me riled, then it got me thinking. Now, this is kind of hard for me because, as many people know, although not a Christian, I do have great respect in general for Christianity. I live in a Christian country. The laws of my land were built on Christianity. My monarchy and my government were built on Christianity. And that is something that me, as a pagan, respects. And for the most part, I think I get that respect back. My mum is a Christian, and I won't have anyone say a bad word about her or her religion. And this is where my difficulty lies. Because after listening to, and I don't know why I sat and listened to it, to be honest, but a good hour and a half of fundamentalist claptrap, it's made me angry. I mean, it's made me really, really angry. And there are some things that I'd like to clarify, that I'd like to put out there, that either Christians don't know, or they don't want you to know that they know. Now, the first one of those is, as most people know, the Bible was translated from Hebrew. And nowhere in the Hebrew Bible does it say, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." The word that they used for as witch was in fact a word that has no direct translation. It means murderer or poisoner. And fair enough, back in the day, if you were a murderer or you killed someone through poison, you didn't have the right to live. Catholicism has a bit of my respect in that they do have the Apocrypha, where bits of the Bible that, I suppose, King James, because most of it is a King James version, but most of the people that translated the Bible didn't really want the general public to know. For instance, there is a bit in the Bible that says that unless you're a man, you won't be allowed into the kingdom of heaven. That's in the Apocrypha in the Catholic Bible. Of course, not a lot of Christians know this. There's quite a lot in there about Christ's childhood. Now, if you believe in the Bible, you should be willing to read all of it. But there's something else. And this is the bit that gets me more than anything. There is that whole judge not, lest ye be judged. And I really do wish that fundamentalist Christians, it is from the Christian Bible, so I do wish that fundamentalist Christians would listen to that, heed their own Bible. But what they seem to forget is most of them do actually read from the King James's version, the King James translation of the Bible. I've got something to say to those people. It's something that I'm going to tell you a little story. I found out something. I am not an avid historian, but I love history. I love reading about the monarchy. King James slept with men. He wasn't a homosexual, he was bisexual. He slept with men and women. In fact, it is thought, for a great many historians, that James only slept with women because he had to. He was actually a homosexual and, he slept with women because he had to. It was his duty. But he slept with men. He actually lost his virginity to a man, apparently. And you're reading these fundamentalist Christians all over, but you're reading the word of a homosexual man. Because that isn't God's word. That's one man's interpretation of what is apparently God's word. You're reading the interpretation of a gay man, someone who you profess to hate. Okay, don't profess to hate. Hate the sin, not the sinner, as I've been told so many times. Something else that I wish fundamentalist Christians would listen to and take heed to. Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin. When I asked a Christian about this, you did know that King James was gay, right? The answer I got was, oh no, he wasn't gay. He sinned occasionally. No. He transgressed occasionally. He wasn't a sinner, and he wasn't gay. He wasn't homosexual. He just transgressed occasionally. So there you go. There is so much about the Christian Bible that I could go on about the mistakes people make. And I think this is one of the huge differences between Christianity and paganism. Most pagans search, sometimes for years, to find the right path. Whether they call that a religion or not, they do search. They discover and try to gain as much knowledge about all religions because they're searching for the right one for them. So they don't just fall in to paganism. That's quite rare. Like most Christians, most, Abrahamic religions, certainly, you're raised that way. So you tend to just accept that that's the way things are and that's the religion you choose because that's what goes on around you. That's how you were raised, or that's how your school taught you. But pagans search. They've gained knowledge. They found what's right for them. And like I said, there are a great many errors in the Christian Bible that Christians follow blindly. My dad always used to say, be open-minded, but not so open-minded that your brain falls out. And I think that's something that, we all have to be open-minded. Or we should. We should try to be open-minded. But apart from all of that, you need to... Surely a basic tenet of life and humanity is to respect each other. And I think this is where fundamentalists fail dismally. For a start, they are ignorant. They have no understanding of their own Bible and have no will or desire or want to try and understand anyone else, which is why they're ignorant. They're disrespectful, they're crass, and they're rude, and for the most part beneath contempt, to be honest. Anyway, it is a rant and a rave, because it is something that really did upset me. It didn't upset me, it angered me. I'm not upset, people have every right to their own opinions, but you need to back up those opinions with some knowledge at least. And these fundamentalists know so little, apart from words that they read, that if they knew about the man that wrote them according to their own Bible that they're reading, they wouldn't follow those words. Because like I said, the Bible isn't God's word. It's one man's interpretation of God's word. Now, that man was incredibly intelligent. Don't get me wrong. King James was an intelligent man. But even before then, this is man's interpretation of what apparently is God's word. And like I said, I really wish, the Bible does contradict itself because it's written by, or not written by, but, interpreted and by so many different people. I'm at that point where I am frustrated, because I know I can't go onto these videos that I watch. I can't go onto these people's channels and say, well, you're wrong about this, 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 and this, because they're not going to listen. They're just going to carry on. And I find that frustrating. And I don't have that amount of disrespect for anybody that I can go onto their channel and start spouting off, unlike what they do. Some of the things I've had to listen to, I didn't have to listen to them. But, when your hands full and you've got glue and paint all over your hands, you can't really touch your buttons on your computer. And it was witches are infiltrating churches. Really? Because most witches really can't be bothered. Witches and Satanists are horrible people. Okay, but are you saying that witches and Satanists are the same people? Because you'd be wrong. Witches hate God. No, most witches, unless you're a Christian witch, don't actually believe in God. Oh, I could go on for so long, and I'm not going to. I really should stop now. I just wanted to... I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a point that these people are annoying and really should learn something before they need to get their brains in gear before they get their gob in gear. So this needs to be engaged before this opens and words come out. And unfortunately, these people are quite blindly spouting stuff they know nothing about. That's it. Really, that is it. And now, before anyone goes on about and picks apart what I've just said and doesn't get the gist of this, this is a rant against fundamental Christians. This is a rant against ignorance and stupidity. This isn't anything against King James, apart from the fact that, okay, he did do a fair bit wrong, but it's not against him because he was gay. I'm just saying King James was gay, and according to Christian people, that's wrong. According to Christian fundamentalists, he was wrong. He deserved to be hated, not the sin. Because once again, it's hate the sin, not the sinner. That's what it should be. But fundamentalists tend to just hate everything. And I'm not against, I believe everyone should have the right, to a certain degree, to live life the way they want to. You shouldn't go around murdering people or anything like that. But, within normal parameters, everyone should have the right to live how they want to, love who they want to. So I don't have anything against gay men, gay women, transsexuals, transvestites, neutral gendered people, anything like that. You know, sexuality means, you know, as far as I'm concerned, someone's sexuality is their own business, and as long as they're getting some good on them. Oh, that came out so wrong. But you know what I mean. You know, it's just the way you are. I'm going to say two things here about two very, very special people in my life. I used to know, when I was growing up, I used to have a friend called Gary. And just before my 17th birthday, Gary killed himself. He took an overdose and hung himself. And yes, it upsets me even to think about it. I'm angry with him because I wish he'd talked to me and I would have let him know that it didn't matter. Gary was gay and he didn't want to be gay, so he killed himself. And I tell people this story because I want them to realise that being gay, for a start, it's not wrong. But secondly, it's not a choice. You know, people don't choose to be gay. It's just the way they are. Sorry. And that influenced my life a lot. And the second story is another friend of mine called Steve. And we used to have so much fun. He was my will, you know, and I was his grace. And I once rather stupidly said to Steve, "How do you know you're gay if you've never kissed a woman?" And he turned around to me quick as a flash and said, "How do you know you're not gay if you've never kissed a woman?" Absolutely fantastic. And like I said, it's these people need to have a bit of respect for others, you know, have a bit of fun in life and stop being blind. And I think that's it. Stop being blind and stupid. Anyway, that's it. That really is it. I've had my rant, I've told a couple of stories and given my opinion, and now I'm having a bit of a cry remembering people that I love dearly and who I've lost. So, thank you for watching Witchy People. And I'm now going to try and not go on to fundamentalist Christian videos and leave barbed comments, because these people are not worth it, and I've got to keep on saying in my mind, they are not worth it, they are not worth it. That kind of ignorance I don't think can be changed, which is sad, but there we go. Thank you for watching, Witchy People, and bye bye for now.